Okay, so you figured out that high ticket closing, remote closing, this is the best way to make money online in 2024. Okay, but the problem is you and everyone else, you can't find a client to actually give you these hot leads for you to earn commissions. Okay, and I can almost guarantee you're making the same 3 mistakes that everyone else is making. All right, what is high ticket sales? You know how over the past few years, and right now especially, all you see on Instagram is entrepreneurs and business people on podcasts talking about what they do, or maybe they're running ads. And at the end of the day, whether you know it or not, they're trying to get you into their high ticket offer. These entrepreneurs, they sell information for $3,000, $5,000, sometimes even $50,000 packages. And what you might not know is most of these business owners are doing a minimum of 100 grand a month. A lot of them are doing millions a month. And they will happily pay their closers tens of thousands of dollars, usually a 10 to 15% commission on these deals. Okay, but the key with all of this is finding an amazing offer to sell for. If you don't know who I am, my name is Misha. Over the past 5 years, we've built a sales agency. Personally, I've done a few million in high ticket sales, selling for 13 different coaching offers. I've personally managed dozens of offers, and I've trained and placed hundreds of closers since 2019. All right, and in this video, I'm gonna give you the 3 biggest mistakes that you're gonna run into and exactly how to avoid them so that you can separate yourself from all the other schmucks trying to tap into this game, and you can make sure that you fucking crush it in 2024. So let's dive in. Okay, so the first mistake is that your profile sucks. More specifically, your social media profile. Okay, I get it. Listen, a long time ago, like I wasn't into social media. I didn't like putting myself out there. But if you want to make a lot of money in today's day and age, working completely remotely, you will use social media. And the way that people perceive you, especially business owners, strangers, people who have no idea who you are, their perception of you is everything. The main way that you're going to find a client is by cold, hard outreach, by reaching out to these clients through social media. All right, these coaches, they get hundreds of DMs, and they maybe give you a half a second first impression before they decide to entertain you a little bit further, or if they just move on to the next person. Okay, so in the next couple of minutes, I'll walk you through exactly how to set up your social media profile so they give you more than half a second, but they actually give you a 6-figure closing job. Okay, I don't want you to get the wrong idea. You don't need to be flying on private jets and living some crazy lifestyle, but you need to convey a couple things. First, that you're confident. Okay, 2, that you actually have a life and you do cool things. And 3, and probably most importantly, that you're gonna be a great representative for the company you sell for. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at a really good Instagram profile that you can model to replicate your own profile so you can land these jobs. Okay, so there's gonna be 4 things that you need. All right, first is gonna be an amazing profile picture. So as you see here, Rome, this is my business partner, one of my best friends. He's got an awesome Instagram. Shoot him a follow if you don't already. I've seen like anime profile pictures. I've seen like moody, mysterious, like shadowy profile pictures. Enough of that, okay? Face on the camera, headshot, you smiling, looking confident, and looking sharp, okay? Rome just does that naturally. The second component is gonna be your bio. A lot of people mess this up and they'll go like 100%, I'm a closer, I help coaches and make a lot of money, I close deals, DM me. Something like that, right? Show a little bit of personality. So in this case, Rome wasn't built in a day, it took my mom 9 months. Kind of corny, kind of funny, but you could tell, okay, this guy Rome, he's got some substance to him, right? And then right after that, you see, okay, what do you do and what results have you achieved, right? Online closer, 3 million in sales and counting, right? So you might say sales closer, high ticket closer, remote closer, helping coaches, close their leads, appointment setter, if that's what you want to be doing, whatever. So the key is have some personality first, something funny, something that shows off your personality, doesn't have to be funny. And then 2, authority headline, stating what you actually do. Okay, next, you're gonna want at least 6 to 12 pictures. So Rome's got a bunch, which is good, but at least 6 to 12 pictures, all right? You want pictures with friends to show you're not, a complete loser and you're just living in your mom's basement, talking to nobody. All right, that's a cool picture of me and my team. Pictures of you on vacation, pictures of you maybe showing like, hey, you're in good shape, you're in the gym, pictures of you doing cool things on your own. I'm looking for a picture of Rome like dressing up and looking sharp, maybe at a wedding in a suit, showing that he has a formal side to him, a professional side to him as well. Maybe that's something Rome can improve on, but like overall, right? Like you can see Rome's out here, he's in the forests, he's on the beach, he's driving cool cars, he's in the lake. Like again, you want to show you have substance. So many people mess this up and they just go like either 100% I'm a closer and I do nothing else, or they just have nothing on their profile at all, right? And if it wasn't clear, any pictures of you smoking weed, drinking, doing any crazy shit, remove it. If you wouldn't show your profile to your grandma and if she wouldn't be proud of it, you probably shouldn't have it on your profile. And these 7- and 8-figure coaches definitely don't want to see it either. And finally, have some cool story tags, right? You probably have some stocked up from experiences that you've had before. If you don't, start building it up, right? Like all of these things that I'm explaining, it's not absolutely required right now, but honestly, most of it can be done. Your story tags, your picture, your profile picture, your bio. You can literally go this weekend, you and your friends, you can pick out 3 or 4 different outfits, put it in the car with you, go downtown, go out to a dinner, go out in the nature, take a couple pics with your friends, by yourself, pose, smile, do it for a couple hours. This few hours of work investing into your social media profile will save you hundreds of hours of bullshit and probably make you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay, so take this seriously. Now that you set up your profile, awesome, you'll be able to get these businesses' attention. But now that you've got their attention, you gotta be able to follow through. So that brings me to mistake number 2, and that's getting on your hands and knees when it comes to outreach. The thing is, I want you to understand this, like these business owners, they are praying every single day that they can find a hungry, ambitious closer just like yourself. They're hoping that they can pay somebody hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to close their deals for them. Like they want to pay you insane amounts of money. But the problem is their DMs are filled with hundreds of people who are like literally getting on their knees to get a job, right? And I get this all the time personally, where people will like ask me for a favor. And they're like,
hey, I really just need one opportunity, please. I'll work really hard. Let me know what you can do. Do you know anybody?
And it just comes off as desperate. Okay, so here's exactly how you're gonna position yourself as an expert with confidence so that you can land a job while maintaining your self-respect. Step number 1, you pull out a pen and paper, load up even ChatGPT. Okay, and you're gonna ask ChatGPT, hey, what are the 5 top coaching niches in 2024? Or even if you have a couple that you know of, right? Like if you're really into online businesses, right? You're like, okay, I'm cool with selling drop shipping, Amazon, affiliate marketing, YouTube automation. You could do fitness, you can do agency offers, you can do real estate, life coaching, like any of these coaching niches work. Just pick, okay, like what do you like the best? Don't be too picky because you wanna have a long list, all right? What you're gonna do is you're gonna load up Instagram. Okay, you're gonna type in, if you choose like fitness, for example, you're gonna type in fitness coach. You are gonna find hundreds of coaches, all right? You're gonna go to their page, see the link in bio, see what they're selling, see what they're doing. It'll be pretty clear that they have a high ticket offer or not. The ones that do have a high ticket offer, you're gonna reach out to them. Okay, so now that you've found, maybe you've made a list, right? And you'll probably be doing this every day where you make a list of like 10 profiles that you're gonna reach out to. Now that you have the profiles, the usernames, how do you actually approach the DM? At the end of the day, all a business owner cares about is, will you close their leads? That's it. Are you gonna drive revenue? Are you gonna bring in money for them? There's 2 ways that you can communicate that you can close deals to your potential business owner that you're gonna work with, all right? One is you show actual proof. You say, hey, I've closed $300,000 in coaching sales for an e-commerce client. I've done 5 million selling cars. I was wholesaling real estate for a year and I did 10 million worth of deals, right? Like actual numbers of revenue produced and roles that you've held. The second way is to demonstrate your skills. Now, if you have experience, great, showcase it. Here's an example of a DM that you might send out. Let's say you're approaching a fitness coach, right? You say, hey Joe, I noticed you're running an amazing fitness offer. I was just going through your content and I really resonate with your messaging. Over the past 3 years, I actually sold memberships at a gym and I love fitness and I'm super passionate about helping people. I'm curious, are you taking on any new sales closers at the moment? Or here's another example. Hey Bob, I noticed you're running an e-commerce coaching program and I was just looking through your case studies. It's so refreshing to see that you actually practice what you preach. For the past 3 years, I've been an appointment setter for a similar offer and I was just wondering, are you taking on any new sales closers at the moment? I've done 50 grand in total sets and I'd love the opportunity to work with you. Okay, now for the people who don't have experience, number one, if you know somebody in this online industry, if you know a closer, if you know a setter, if you know someone running ads, an agency owner, if you know anybody that is remotely connected, this is gonna be a massive advantage for you, okay? Use their network. Ask them to get you an in. Ask them to get you an interview if they have one. Okay, now, if you have no experience and you have no network, that's probably most of you watching this video right now. Okay, I just wanna be clear about one thing. With less experience, you're gonna have to put in more work. You're gonna have to do more outreach, right? And really quickly, before we keep going with this video, like, did you expect this shit to be easy? You realize what we're working towards, right? Like, within 1 to 2 years of really hard work, you can be in a position where you're taking 5 sales calls a day, selling a $25,000 offer at a 10% commission. You close 2 of these deals, you make 5K in a day by noon, and you can do whatever the fuck you want for the rest, travel, whatever you want. This is the reality that you're working towards, okay? In the beginning, if you have no experience, that's all good. Embrace the grind, embrace the fact that it's gonna suck and it's gonna be hard, and understand that this part of your journey is the part that you're gonna look back on one day and smile, because you knew that you gave it your all and you did the work that most people were not willing to do. 3 things that I want you to understand. Number 1 is volume, okay? You're gonna be sending out a lot of DMs. If you have an older Instagram account, you can send anywhere between 50 to 100 DMs every single day. If you have a newer one, I think it's like 20 to 30. You can still do a lot of messaging. Okay, step 2, every single message that I want you to send out needs to be personalized, and it needs to be a video message. This is how you're gonna separate yourself from everybody else, and this is how you're gonna land a client sooner than anybody else. Because most people, they're too afraid to put a camera up and speak to it. Guess what? Like, what did you think you're doing on sales calls? You have to be able to talk on camera or talk to people. Okay, so this is all you're gonna be doing. I don't want you to do anything else. If you're sending a message, there's gonna be a video attached to it. And step number 3, I want you to understand, a lot of the times you're gonna have to start lower on the totem pole, right? So what that means is, like, you're not gonna apply for a job and expect to get like the top closing position where you're selling the highest ticket stuff to the warmest leads when you have no experience, right? Chances are you're gonna have to start cold calling, maybe calling opt-ins, maybe doing some appointment setting, or maybe selling on a slightly lower quality offer with less volume before you build up some experience, or maybe you can move up. Okay, so here's an example of a video that I would be sending to these clients. So back in the day, this is what all of myself and my team were doing to land our first client. We would send out hundreds of these things. I haven't done it in 4 years, but let's see if I can get one on my first take. Hey Matt, what's going on? I saw that you're running a real estate coaching offer where you're teaching investors how to step into XYZ niche. I've been looking for a business like yours to do sales for. Now listen, I'll be honest, I don't have a lot of experience in this space, but what I do have is a really strong work ethic, and I'm very coachable. I've been looking for a business like yours to go all in with so that I can build the career that I want to build, right? What I wanted to ask you is, are you taking on any closers? If not, I'm totally cool dialing any leads that your team isn't dialing, cold calling, appointment setting, whatever I can do to add value to you guys. I'm willing to start at the bottom to work my way up to prove to you that I can drive revenue so that one day I can be a top dog in your company. All right, if that sounds cool, I'd love to chat a little bit more. You have a great day. Something like that. That literally took me, what, 60 seconds, 30 seconds? You can send out 10, 20, 30 of those every single day, right? And what's gonna happen is you're gonna demonstrate your ability to communicate. You're gonna demonstrate your ability to sell yourself, and you would be surprised at how powerful these videos can actually be. The last thing I'll leave you with, just a little bit of motivation before you start diving into these videos. Hermosi says this all the time. Hey, if I wanna start closing for a 7-figure company, what are the actions that I can take every day that would make it unreasonable that I wouldn't be able to achieve that outcome? Okay, if you send out 30 messages like that every single day, you're doing it all on video, you're tailoring it to the business that you're speaking to, like you're actually taking 5 minutes to do a little bit of research. If you do that 30 times a day, every day for a month, like, you tell me how you're not gonna line up interviews. Now, the final mistake is skill set and the lack of it. So the final mistake is a lack of skill set, a lack of attention to growth and training. Okay, the companies that you want to sell for, the ones with, you know, the amazing offers that get great results, that are bringing in tons of revenue, hot leads, just the perfect offer. You know, once they hire you, they can onboard you, run you through a couple trainings, and put you straight on the phones full time. They expect you to perform immediately. Okay, so one of the things that you should do is prepare first. Okay, 3 things that you're going to need to learn and eventually learn how to execute. Okay, one is a sales framework or a sales script. I have stuff like this on my channel, but basically how do you go from hey, hello, all the way up to your presentation? What does that conversation look like? What are the questions that you're asking? What's the tonality that you're using with, right? Get your repetitions up. Two is basic objection handling. Listen, you don't need to be like Jesus on the phone. You don't need to, turn a hard no's into yeses like they're magic. But what you need to do is be able to neutralize them and understand the basic approach, right? You need to be able to overcome the basic objections for you to be able to do well, right? I want to think about it. I want to talk to my wife. I'm not really sure, right? And three, and probably most importantly, understand those two things in the concept of the industry that you want to sell in. So for example, if you're looking for real estate coaches to sell for, what are the biggest pain points that people who are trying to get into real estate have, right? One is interest rates. Right? It's really expensive to get a loan rate. Two might be, how do you find funding? Where do you get money from? What are the different ways that you can actually do that? And do they even work? A third one might be, especially with larger investments, is, hey, how do I know that this is gonna work out? Right? If you're talking about something like fitness, take a second, think about it. Do research on your own. I mean, with fitness, some of the biggest pain points are, hey, I want six-pack abs, but I wanna be able to eat cake whenever I want to. You know, I don't have time, I'm busy. How do I find, an hour a day to get in the gym? I have limiting beliefs around myself and my self-image, right? There's different things, there's different obstacles that these business owners that you're approaching, their prospects are always gonna face. Like, the same problems come up, right? So before your interview, just know these things. Again, separate yourself from everybody else. Like if, for example, your interviewer asks you, hey, Mr. Closer, and what makes you different than everyone else? You might say something like, hey, I'm not really sure what everyone else does, but what I can tell you is that I've spent the past 2 months learning every single thing about the fitness industry, specifically how to lose fat while gaining muscle. And I've learned that the biggest challenge that these people face is their diet and being able to have a good diet while also eating foods that they like. And that's why I've actually incorporated all of that into my personal routine. So I've been able to make the same transformation that all of your prospects want to make, and I can speak from conviction and experience when I'm selling your offer. Like, holy f, how do you not land that job if you do a little bit of preparation right before the interview? Second, you're gonna role play everything, all right? You're gonna role play your framework, right? Your script, or your sales conversation. You're gonna role play every objection. Again, do this for a couple months. Like, find a buddy, find a friend who's as passionate about this as you are. Or, join a free community online, or there's paid communities too, but all you really need is a body. You need a human being that is willing to practice with you for maybe an hour or two a day, right? You tell them, hey, I want you to act like you're applying for an e-commerce program, and I'm gonna call you up and I'm gonna close you. Is 2 or 3 months of sacrifice worth it? For me and for my team, it absolutely is. And by the way, if you're not sure really where to start with all of this, that's totally cool. There is a lot to learn. You can check out some of the other videos on my channel. I'll link them all in the description down below that I think would be the most useful for you. If you're not too sure, like, where do I start? What's my first step that I should take here? That's totally cool. There's a lot to learn. I made this YouTube channel to put out good information so that you know exactly what you need to do. Okay, I have a video that goes over our closing framework, our 10-step process. I think that you should start there. This sales script has resulted in tens of millions of dollars in high ticket sales. We have guys using this script right now who are closing at a 50 to 60% rate. Highly recommend you check that thing out and all the other content. All right, looking forward to seeing you crush this thing. I'll see you at the top.